Long time no see. Hello, welcome back to the F1 Pop Culture Roundup. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. This is the series where I talk about all the off-track stuff that's been occurring in the F1 and F1 adjacent worlds. Usually I say this past week, but this past month is more appropriate for this video. Yeah. We have got a lot to catch up on, and I am going to try and do this as Taylor Swiftly as possible. Because otherwise I genuinely could be here for probably 3 hours. And I will watch a Mike's Mike 3 hour long video. I don't think anyone is going to watch a me 3 hour long video. So I am going to try my best to keep this relatively concise. However, I do love to yap, so we'll see about that one. Anyway, let me just explain to you my unexplained absence. I will explain the unexplained because I've been gone for, I don't even know how many weeks. I do want to say it's maybe 4, so basically about a month. Essentially, whatever the last F1 Pop Culture Roundup was, I knew the coming weeks I was going to be in Greece for my birthday, so I would have to zhuzh around the dates for the video anyway. What I didn't know was that the week before I was going to be in Greece, I was going to get flown to Switzerland by Sauber, Stake F1 Team Kick Sauber, their esports team, to do like a filming day with them. Didn't know about that one until the day before I was going to fly out, so that messed up all my filming days for the rest of that week, and everything just got a little bit overwhelming. One thing about me, this little brain, she gets overwhelmed. It's the ADHD, what can I say? There's a lot going on up here. Sometimes I just can't compartmentalize everything, and then this happens. So I was flown to Switzerland. That messed up not only my sleep schedule but everything. Then the week after, I was in Athens for my birthday. Ooh. That obviously derailed everything, and then I don't even know what's happened the last couple of weeks. I think I've just been overthinking it. Actually, tell a lie, I filmed an entire one of these to go up while I was in Greece, 50 minutes long. 50. I was editing it on the plane and everything, and then I just never posted it. Explain that one, because I can't. So, look, I don't know what's happened. All we need to know, we're so back. We're so back. Look, the mic's back, I'm back, we're back, everything's back. Yay! You know what else is back? The F1 season. We're 2 races in now. Crazy. Actually, crazy work. How have we got here? Because the winter break felt like it was just going on and on and on and on and on. But we have made it. Yeah. And with that comes more mayhem, more shenanigans, more chaos for us to discuss. So, essentially what I'm going to attempt to do in this video is run through as much stuff from the last month I can fit in fairly rapidly. I'm just gonna, some of it will be quick fire. Things that I deem necessary to talk about further will be talked about further. Some of it is just gonna be fired at you and we'll move on. Also, with all the overwhelm and stuff that was going on in my life, I don't feel like I've probably screenshotted and made a note of everything that's occurred in the last month. I most likely will have forgotten something in this video. And as always, please put it in the comments. We can discuss it there, because I just know I'm going to forget something. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I've literally got a mic. Why am I pretending to have a mic? I literally have one in my hand. Usual disclaimers, if I remember them, before we begin. This is off-track stuff. Off-track stuff. I will not be talking about overtakes people have done in a race. I won't even really be commenting on what's happened in the races at all. This is off-track F1 pop culture shenanigans, okay? Off-track. Just making that clear. Also, yeah, if I forget anything, you let me know. This is being filmed on a Wednesday and uploaded on a Friday, so if anything happens in between, we'll talk about it next week. I've also decided that potentially, we'll see how I feel when I'm editing this, I may add in some clips from the previous video I filmed that never got uploaded, because I might have discussed things in great detail and I feel like I could just slot them back in again, but I don't know if I'm going to do that, so you'll see. We'll see. The mystery is all of ours. Okay, So everyone ready? Strap yourselves in, kiddos. We are going on a ride. The F1 Pop Culture Roundup roller coaster. Let's go! Okay, first thing on my list is testing, and then I'm going to go through all of the teams in reverse constructors order from last year. How does that sound? Hope it sounds good, because that's what's going to happen. Let's start with testing, which feels like it happened about 60 million years ago. I can't even believe that happened like a month ago. That feels like so long ago. Anyway, we began the F1 2025 season with a power cut because obviously that's how we have to start the pinnacle of motorsport. That's my pinnacle of motorsport. We had a McLaren human shield. I am sure MasterCard loved that. I'm sure they loved it because their logo was the only thing you could see. We had an extensive chat about if Liam could be considered a rookie because he technically has done, I can't even remember how many races it was at that point. I think it was like 10 or 11. And Karun has also done the same amount. So they were discussing whether or not Karun should still be called an F1 rookie. And I thoroughly enjoyed that conversation. They also had a whole discussion about, and this is just classic testing shenanigans if I'm honest, about whether or not Liam has highlights. He says he doesn't. I don't even know who was on the comms team saying it, but they were like, he really does look like he has highlights. Who am I to argue with Liam Lawson? Red Bull, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, George's spaceman coat. You know what? I don't even feel like I need to say words for this. The coat speaks for itself. What is that? Are we like baking a potato? Like what? I don't know. If this is what the Adidas times Merc collab, sponsorship, partnership, whatever you want to call it, is going to look like, I don't want it anymore. Was Charles asleep or was he meditating? Maybe we'll never know. Oh, Haas are back to a larger pit wall after famously reducing the pit wall size. And I'm not going to lie, it did look a little bit pathetic. No offence, Haas. So, welcome back to the larger pit wall life. But essentially, they made savings. They made it smaller to make savings. And they made the savings. And now it's bigger again. So, good for them. Well done for being little money savers. Martin Lewis would be proud. Mercedes still had Lewis's number on something. I can't remember what the something was. But there was a lot of images being taken of some team members having to peel the 44 off of a part that was in the Mercedes garage. Whose job was that? There was someone's one job. It was to make sure that all of that got peeled off and replaced with Kimi's number. And a tiny little oversight happened there. Oh. However, Lewis has also rode his scooter into the Mercedes garage last week. So, easily done. And then, of course, just to wrap up testing a little bit sharp, we had the F1 school picture. It was interesting. I'm always intrigued by the F1 school picture. They laid out everyone a little bit odd. We had some people sat on tyres, some people stood up, some people looking about this tiny because other people were stood up and they were crouched down. I feel like a little bit more direction could have gone into it, but it's okay. It's done now. That's the 2025 school picture. Let's begin with Sauber. We haven't had loads from them, so actually, lovely place to begin. But what I will say is we might have the renaissance of team YouTube videos. Now, they were gone from us for a little while. Allegedly, it has something to do with Drive to Survive. We'll get onto that later. However, some of the teams have been making team content for YouTube again. And if you know me, you'll know how happy that is about to make me this season because I love the team behind the scenes content. I love it. RIP McLaren Unboxed. Please bring it back, please. But we have got Sauber. One of them was called Gabrielle's First Steps. And it's like a little behind the scenes video of the OzGP and everything. So cute. And then there was a Gabrielle versus Emma. Emma's their F1 Academy driver. In our little rookie head to head. Fun. The return of fun team content. Let's go. And actually, where's my... I should have put this on. Because I'm part of the team too. Look, I've got team kit, guys. They sent me home with team kit from Switzerland. Oh, it matches my mic right now. Wow. Maybe I should have worn this for the video. So cute. Who's next? Williams. Not to be biased or anything, but this is my team, so everyone get excited. And I've never really been a team girly pop, but like I've always said, if I was going to pick one, it'd be Williams. And we are one. I love them. What can I say? First thing on my list, Carlos is on Stanley Tucci. In my notes up it says Stanley Gucci. Fair enough. Carlos on Stanley Tucci dinner parties. So Stanley Tucci is doing this new series where there's like 5 celebrities or 4 celebrities and himself, and they just ask each other questions. It's that question when people say, like, if you could have 5 celebrities at a dinner party, who would you invite? This is literally the real life version of that. Anyway, he was on there, and in his episode was Mel C of the Spice Girls, which slight F1 crossover there, or like at least F1 pop culture crossover. Great for us. Mel C of the Spice Girls, Sporty Spice. Who else was in the Spice Girls? Ginger Spice. Who is Ginger Spice married to? Horny Spice. Yes, that's correct. She's married to Christian Horner, so that's a, little odd crossover for us there. Carlos has also been appointed GPDA director. I have to pause before I say that because I get the letters mixed up every single time. Well done, Carlos. That's our man. I am so proud. He is the perfect person to do that job. If someone had to take over from Seb, why not let it be Virgo King Carlos Sainz? If someone's going to get something done and organised, it's a Virgo. So, well done, Virgo King. We love to see it. I'm very proud. Alex posted this series of pictures and I clearly felt it necessary to talk about because in my notes it just says Alex in his influencer baddie era. Yeah. 10 out of 10, no notes, thank you. They have a new partnership with Built for Athletes. I'm slightly confused by the just by the brand in general because it's a very niche brand to have. It's like a luggage company, but is it just for athletes? Like, what if I wanted it? I don't think athlete would be a word you'd use to describe me, but like, what if I wanted it? Am I not allowed it? But I just love seeing them keep getting sponsorships. Keep getting that coin. Let's go. Next on my notes just says James Fowles. So let's just sit and admire, because I know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just really important to me. Let's just... Yeah. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Did I screenshot these pictures for this video? Yeah, but did I also screenshot these pictures to use them as my lock screen? Maybe. Oh my goodness, something we kind of discussed in a previous episode of this. It was a little rumour, it was a little like, we don't really know, but we kind of do know. But now we've had like official confirmation, official pictures, official video. Carlos times L'Oreal. We've been waiting for this. Turn it up. That hair has finally got a sponsorship, as it should. That hair always works overtime. I'm so glad it's now getting paid. This was immaculate. Stunning. It's hard to render me speechless, but the Williams team just keep doing it. In more sponsorship news, we have had Carlos times Hackett London. Hackett London have just used their big brain capacity and I've got Carlos and his dad, Carlos Sr., to be in their campaign together. How would I describe Hackett London? I would describe Hackett London as posh boy clothes. When I look at the clothes, I'm like, yeah. Boys that would wear this, or men that would wear this would say, yeah. But I don't know, there's something about the Carlos times Carlos. It works, it's perfect. I love it. I'm obsessed. Okay, what's next? Oh, yes. Okay, so Williams are also on the Team YouTube Content Renaissance. They're on that train as well, because we not only have Team Talk, which is their podcast, back with new host Carlos Sainz joining Alex Albon, but we also have those other videos. There was Williams versus Snakes. That's not what it's called. That's not what it's called, but it's what I've called it. And that was giving very reminiscent of Charles and the Snake. Charles versus Snake. You can't outdo the duo on that, I'm afraid. Sorry to Williams. You tried, but no one is ever going to do it like that. They've been doing challenges on there. They've been doing games on there. So, I mean, head on over to Williams Racing YouTube channel. Who's next? RB! Okay, what's on the docket for RB? First thing it says on there is Yuki is the GOAT. Which, the timing of this couldn't have been more funny, because I wrote this. This was like weeks ago. This was supposed to... on there. Essentially, there was a video posted of someone asking Yuki, like, who's the GOAT of F1? And he's like, besides me? Like, and I just thought that was so funny. I thought it was so iconic. You heard it there first. He's the GOAT. Sorry, who's going to argue with that? Maybe Liam Lawson. But speaking of the Yukinator, he's also back on his food blogger era. We love to see it. I love it when he posts his food because, like, you just can't come in between Yuki and his food. There's some relationships in the paddock that you just love. One is GP and Max. The other is Yuki and food. V-Carb have been absolutely slaying the lip-syncing TikToks. I don't even feel like I need to tell you this because I assume that everyone's seen them. They are fantastic. And I don't really want them to be split up because the pair of these two together, Isaac and Yuki, they are creating content I just never thought I would ever see. Kardashian lip sync. So good. Okay, who's next? Haas. Oliver Behrman has never seen Spider-Man, much to the disgust of his teammate Esteban Ocon, who is potentially one of the biggest Marvel fans ever and also really loves Spider-Man. So I hope since this was filmed and he's revealed this information, he has watched it. Maybe he doesn't like superhero movies. That's okay. At least I've seen Spider-Man. I mean, I have only seen Tom Holland's one. Guilty. But at least I've seen one. Hopefully Esteban has given him homework and set him homework to watch that. They fly on planes a lot. He's got a lot of time on his hands. He can't tell me he doesn't have time. Ollie, please watch Spider-Man. Thank you. Gunter Steiner has dropped his lawsuit with Haas. Honestly, at this point, I can't even remember what it was about. So it clearly wasn't that important for us. Anyway, hope they settled it nicely. Moving on, we had Esteban in his model era for GQ France. Model era. Love to see. He's tall enough. You know what? He's tall. Someone get him on a catwalk. Someone get him on a runway. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce this brand. We've got a lot of watch sponsorships happening. Esteban times Bianche. It sounds like it should be French. Like, I don't think it's going to be pronounced Bianchet. Like, is it? It's going to be Bianche. Oh, look, there he is on the website. Oh, they sponsor Maserati in Formula E. Good for them. Anyway, yeah, he's partnering with Bianche. That's the LiveLaughLyds pronunciation. If it's wrong, it's not wrong here. And then Haas have also jumped on the YouTube video renaissance because we've got a new series called Haas Unfiltered. I think there's 2 episodes. I watched one today. It's quite good. It's a good behind the scenes of what occurs with them, and I liked it. So thank you, Haas. Greatly appreciated here at LiveLaughLyds. And they've also got them to do like a Taskmaster challenge. The videos were fun. They look like they're having a good time together. So I am excited for some more Haas content this year. Let's move on. Who's next? God, I'm going to run out of breath in a minute. Alpine! The first thing just says, Pierre has some merch. That's really descriptive, Pastor Lydia. I'm so pleased you wrote this note, because this would have been from weeks ago. So Pierre has some merch. Really pleased for him. I don't remember what that's supposed to be referring to. So well, it'll be there anyway, whatever it is. We've got another watch sponsorship. As I previously mentioned, lots of watches going on. Jack Doohan times Moser watches. Never heard of them either. I'm not really a watch girly, so I guess I've only really heard of like Rolex, Tag Heuer. Name me another watch. Swatches. We also had a Jack times La Roche-Posay video / ad at the Australian Grand Prix, and it was all about sun care. I thought it was a great ad because he was talking about how important it is to take care of your skin and protect yourself from the sun. And I was like, you know what, Jack? And Jack's team Alpine, team Doohan, well done. We like that. And also, I'm a La Roche-Posay girly. I know I like their products. I haven't tried their sunscreen though, and now I'm tempted. Okay, Jack Doohan times Infinox. I'm not even gonna attempt to think about this brand because I think it's some trading thing, and this is where it goes whoosh. Should I look them up? Like, these sort of brands scare me. They're like, ugh, men. Should I just throw some buzzwords out? Trading, stock, bonds, crypto. Yeah, nah, you've lost me. Okay, Jack, you do you, boo. I'm not getting involved in this one. Okay, and finally, actually, this was announced literally today. I saw it and I was like, perfect timing, because this can go in today's video. Alpine, perfect timing. That wasn't even planned. Alpine times perfect moment ski wear. It's not a partnership because it said that they've become a new licensee. So I guess they are licensed to make Alpine ski wear. I'm sure there are probably a lot of F1 fans that do ski. I am not one of them. And actually, most of the F1 drivers on their winter breaks go skiing. So, you know what? I don't know why I'm so confused by this. It does kind of make sense. I'll allow it. Who's next? Aston Martin. And I'm pretty sure there's literally like two things, and they're both Boss related. We had Lance in his modelling era for Boss. I mean, there's not much to say really, is there? Just with the entirety of Aston Martin. Sorry to Aston Martin. And then they had a Boss event ahead of the China Grand Prix. I don't know what it was, but it happened, and I'm here to let you know that it happened. And that's that. So who's next? Mercedes. Mercedes' official combined team name is Russinelli. I have no qualms over that. I quite enjoy it. That's quite fun to say. Russinelli. No, that's actually good. That beats all the... Oh no, Carbonara's... What have we called them? Carbono. I do quite like that. Carbonara. I quite like Carbonara. Don't know how much I enjoy Bearcon. Just sounds like aircon. But Russinelli... No, Russinelli's good. I'll give them that. They have a partnership with Snapdragon. They posted this picture and I was like, oh, they are not beating the sibling allegations. Valtteri and Tiffany did an interview for something and they were talking about their relationship. And it honestly made me believe in love. And I'm really happy about that because I'm aggressively single. Basically been single my entire life. I have exes without even having been in a relationship. That's good, isn't it? Clever. How have I worked that one out? You would tell me because I don't bloody know. But this interview, it made me believe in love. At least love exists. Do you know what I mean? Not in my life. But at least it exists elsewhere. This isn't new per se, but another watch sponsorship. Mercedes times IWC watches. We've had the George picks. We've had the Kimi picks. I love seeing the rookies in all their sponsorship picks. I'm like, oh, bless them. I feel like a proud mum, honestly. Who's next? Red Bull! Which, I don't think there's much I was going to say, because they are like the team that is like, go girl, give us nothing. That could be Aston, actually. But it's also Red Bull. And it's all Liam stuff because I'm pretty sure Max just refuses to be in any content ever. And you know what? Fair enough to him. They have joined the YouTube Renaissance and they posted a debut down under for Liam. I feel very funny talking about all of this because literally I would say within the day we're going to get an announcement that he won't be racing for them in Japan. And you know what? I like this content. I love the YouTube content. And we also have a new Red Bull times Pepe Jeans collection. I actually do quite enjoy these because it's a little bit different. As we know, I despise the polo. This godforsaken, ugly Red Bull polo. It will be the end of me, I swear. So it's nice to see some different things. Like if you are a Red Bull fan or are a Max fan, maybe a Yuki fan, I don't know what your prerogative is, at least you can get some cute Red Bull merch that isn't a navy polo. Because I know that if I was a Red Bull fan, I would not want to wear the navy polo. Who's next? It's Ferrari. Oh my god. Wow, I'm speeding through this. I'm so proud of myself. Oh my god, okay. I think I spoke too soon. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's go. We have had Lulu times Lulu. Lulu lemon. Yeah, and I definitely spoke about this in great detail in the other video, so I might just insert that right now. This was unexpected. I don't know about anyone else. It wasn't expected to me. Lululemon, I can't say are like a brand I'm really familiar with. Like, I know them. I know them because I grew up watching YouTube. I'd see all the American girlies wearing Lululemon. Oh my god, Lululemon. I'm not like particularly familiar with like all the ins and outs of the brand. The initial promo video had everyone freaking out because it was like their logo actually and his logo are kind of the inverse of one another. And it was kind of this very cryptic flash of his logo, and you got like a flash of 44. And anyone that has no affiliations with F1, knows nothing about F1, probably would have been very, very, very confused. And fair enough. But, you know, the F1 girly pops, we knew what was up. As soon as I saw that flash, I was like, hello, that's Lewis's logo. And we've had the full, like, promo video for it and everything. I'm not quite sure what this is going to entail, whether there's going to be like a Lulu collection, maybe. Because who sponsors their team kit? Do Puma do their team kit, Ferrari? I feel like Puma do their team kit. So I do find this interesting that he's been allowed to do this. You'd think that maybe he would sign on with, like, there would be something Puma related, but clearly not. Clearly that is not a clause in the contract. So anyway, we've had some +44 World merch, some new merch. It's red. Some of it's red anyway. I feel like we should have seen that coming. Also, one of the jackets, there's this black jacket down the side. It has 8 stars on it. Red. 8 red stars on it. What does it mean? What does it mean? I think we know what it means. We had Charles times, and I still don't know how to bloody say this, Chivas Regal? That seems appropriate, but like, I don't know if it's Regal or Regal, but Chivas Regal doesn't sound as good. Anyway, I think they're a whiskey brand, from my memory. But he did a pop-up at the OzGP, and I got particularly excited about this announcement because I was like, oh my god, Charles is basically doing a concert. If anyone attended this pop-up thing, because it did say it was going to be open to like some fans, if anyone went, can you tell me what it was like? Did he do a performance? I've not seen any footage of it, so I'm going to say he didn't. But there was like Charles Leclerc, Chivas Regal, cocktails and things. And he was there. I have seen pictures of him there. I just haven't seen any pictures of him performing. And I thought that was the whole point. So if anyone knows, do tell me. Because I want to see him. I want a Charles Leclerc concert. Chucky Leclerc, the tour. We have had the Ferrari style fall-winter 2025 fashion show. I don't want to speak too much about this because I do want to make an entire Ferrari style video at some point. So all I'm going to say is it happened. I don't hate it, which is positive for Ferrari style because some of the collections have been questionable. Is this the Sir Lewis Hamilton effect? Probably. Lewis is on TikTok. Crazy scenes. Who saw that coming? Not me. I mean, obviously, I don't think he's on TikTok personally. But the account does say Lewis Hamilton. So, you know, we've got to take our wins somewhere. He also, this is like rich person riching, I guess, right? I don't know. But he inserted himself into Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And I was like, this is actually iconic. Look, if you have the money to insert yourself into your favourite movie, I would love to insert myself into Monte Carlo. They also posted a behind the scenes of how they did it, which I just find all of that kind of stuff really fascinating. I love a behind the scenes. Love it. I love knowing how all the technical stuff worked because that's not my area, you know. I don't know anything about how movies work, or I just love a behind the scenes of anything. I would watch a documentary about anything. I love it. I loves it, I do. But yeah, I thought that was a really good video. And I mean, quite the way to begin your TikTok journey. Welcome to TikTok, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Stranger things have happened, honestly. Is Lewis teasing new music? My answer is yes. He seems like a new Lewis Hamilton since he's been at Ferrari. And whatever has made him this confident, I don't care. Is it Fred? Is it the Ferrari? I don't know. I love it. Give us some music. Please don't keep this for yourself, King. You've been teasing it. We want it. We want a Charles times Lewis. We want a duet. We also had a Ferrari times Peroni ad with the boys. We also had some new, like, knitted shirt. They looked knitted anyway. Like, knitted polos ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix. They were very cute. And we also had new Lewis times... Sorayama. He likes to do collabs with like streetwear people and any Lewis times fashion thing. I love it. We have had a Lewis Hamilton times Time magazine article, feature, whatever you would like to describe it as. I feel like the first thing I saw of it were the pictures and the visuals of this shoot. This picture is so good. This picture is going to go down in photography history because that is... I'm sorry. That's genuinely brilliant. But the article talks about the horses that were around. I didn't know this. He's allergic to horses. Was that something I was supposed to know? It says, like Hamilton, Aroma, who is retired but still does the occasional photo shoot, has an impressive resume, including appearances in Robin Hood and Maleficent, ads for Hermes and Burberry, and a Dua Lipa video. He is joined by Theo, a stunt horse, who you might recognise from Bridgerton, among other things. When they talked about Theo the stunt horse, I was like... Is this the horse that's the Jonathan Bailey horse? But then I've re-looked it up and it's not the Jonathan Bailey horse. The Jonathan Bailey horse's name is Jack. But he's in Bridgerton, so go Theo the horse. But even Lewis himself said, there's a quotation like, this is going to be such an iconic picture. I'm glad we agree. Also, it says he wanted to be in Top Gun Maverick. And that they were trying to make it work, but he was like fighting for the championship with Mercedes, so the schedule was never going to open up for him. Did we know he was going to be supposed to be in Top Gun Maverick? I didn't know that. Imagine Miles Teller, Glenn Powell, Lewis Hamilton. I really want to try and get this done before my battery dies. Okay, so next, finally on the team front, McLaren, before I talk through some miscellaneous things. Where's McLaren gone? Lando merch. Lando.exe merch dropped. I have seen it in the flesh actually because my friend Charlotte has some. It's quite cute. I don't really understand the coding and everything. Again, like the finance stuff, not my thing. But the actual like aesthetic of it looks cool. Team Lando, LN4, and that side of thing, they're always going to slow the merch. So you never have to worry because it's always going to be good. DP World named 2 cranes after Lando and Oscar. And I think that's going to be a career highlight when someone asks them, you know, once they've retired in like 30 or 40 years' time, and someone says, let's reflect back on your career. What was a real career highlight for you? They're both going to say, when DP World named a crane after me. I don't make the rules. That's what they're going to say. I just know it. I know it. Ahead of the Australian Grand Prix, I guess this is an Australian company, Grilled. They made an Oscar Piastri burger. They also did an interview with him where they read really nice things other drivers have said about Oscar, and he strikes me as someone that would hate every second of that. He seems like a very humble guy, so I imagine he didn't enjoy hearing all of those and having to then work out who has said them. We also had a Lando times Ralph Lauren fragrances, like Ralph Polo, whatever his fragrance he's the ambassador for. It's red anyway, that's all I know. They should have made it papaya. And then there was also a Lando times Sport Bible video. Right, miscellaneous. F1 chalkboards. On Lando's, it says that his favourite music is country. Since when? Since when? I'm waiting, Lando. It literally says, my fave music, Bob Dylan and country. So has he watched the Bob Dylan Timothée Chalamet movie and decided that his favourite music is Bob Dylan and country? Because literally since he had a whole teammate in Danny Rick who embodies the country way of life, and I've never heard him once mention that country music was his favourite genre. Welcome to the countryside of life, Lando. It's good to have you. Next time come to, well actually he'd probably be racing, but come to C2C at the O2. I think we should get him a hat. We need to get him some boots. I would love to know what country music is his favourite. I now need a playlist because I just don't believe it. I don't believe him. But anyway, I digress. The moreeee Hennessy partnership was officially announced. Who told you about that before it was even official? I did. Me. I'm very proud of that. I mean, it was kind of obvious. It was a given. Given that LVMH signed the 10-year partnership, the MH in LVMH is moreeee Hennessy, I was like, well, if I put this little pea brain to some use, I think we're going to have champagne back on the podium. I can't remember which video I said this in, but I did say it. It's on record. And it's official. Can't back out. No. I told you, this is very serious journalism. What can I say? I supply the goods. That is all. Oh, we had a Danny Rick Enchante pop-up. We had Danny sightings. That's good. But we had a Danny Rick pop-up Enchante / his new rosé for DR3 Wines at the Australian Grand Prix. Everyone that got to meet him I'm really happy for you. I hope he brings an Enchante pop-up to London. I'm just really glad there was Danny sightings, to be honest. Like, it's just nice to know he's still out there thriving. Oh, if anyone tries the rosé, well, one, if anyone was there, boots on the ground, how was the pop-up? Please tell me. I need to know. If anyone tried the rosé, I want to know. Was it nice? This is very F1 adjacency because it's not really F1 that much at all. However, I just feel like I need to mention it because it goes with the pop culture of it all. So I kept seeing people talking about My Fault London on TikTok, and I think because I was seeing it in the F1 space, I was seeing people saying like, oh, his initials are NL, like the inverse of LN, and he's driving a McLaren. In like a parallel universe, maybe he could be Lando Norris. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. So I watched it because, and I said this in a TikTok video. I wasn't going in thinking it was a racing movie, but because I'd seen people doing the comparison and like he drove a McLaren and blah 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 blah, I think in my head I thought it was just going to be some kind of like Lando Norris fanfic thing, and like I don't know if we're aware of this, but over the last year or so I've really become a Lando girly pop. Sue me. So, you know, naturally, you know, someone mentions that, I'm gonna watch it. Not because I was like, I really want to read a Lando Norris fanfic or anything. I'm not really about that life. But if there's gonna be a Lando knockoff in a movie, I'll watch it. My bad for not checking like the plot or trigger warnings or just any of the above, because it was a very odd movie. I don't want to spoil it too much if you haven't seen it, but I have made a TikTok expressing these thoughts and desires anyway. It kind of felt like I was watching really strange McLaren propaganda, because the amount of times that like the McLaren is mentioned or visible is high. Yes, there is some racing in it, but it's not like racing. It's like illegal street racing. And he's not the racer. So, like, he definitely isn't a Lando knockoff. It was just very odd. And then in the end, it turns into, like, a bad guy movie. It's like there's bad guys and they beat people up and they... coupled with the fact that they're step-siblings and they get with one another. I'm sorry, they lost me at that. I was like, I should have turned it off when I realised that. I don't think I was exactly the target demographic, and that's okay because not everything is for everyone. I'm fine with it. It just lost me a bit on some of the storylines. I don't quite know who approved that plot. The acting was good. I'll give them that. Like, the actor's good. Plotline, strange. I was disappointed that it wasn't a Lando fanfic knockoff. So there's that. Oh, last but certainly not least. Yay. Drive to Survive came out. How does everyone feel about it? I watched 1.5 episodes and I've not returned. I actually think that's progress, because usually I force myself to sit through it. At least the last few seasons I've had to force myself to sit through it, just because I don't want to be out of the loop of conversation. I just don't feel like I'm missing anything. I also don't want to watch the Danny episode. So I just decided, I got halfway through episode 2 and I was like, they're about to make up this like real deep rivalry between Max and Lando that we just know isn't there. So they lost me. I mean, they lost me after like season 3, but gone. Bye. I'm not there anymore. I feel like I've matured. The fact that I've not wanted to go back to it, I feel like that shows growth and maturity for me, and I'm really proud. I'm not saying if you have watched it that you're immature. It's just that previously I have not wanted to watch it and I've forced myself to, but this time I've like just said, you don't need to watch it, Queen. That's the bit that shows growth. Let's go. If you did watch it, well, I've heard a lot of chatter on the lines, but what do you think? Is it worth me continuing? I don't think so, from what I've heard. I've heard they missed out a lot of stuff. Like, there's a significant lack of Franco and something else that was really important. So I don't know, they missed the mark for me on what they include. But I actually think that concludes my list, which is crazy. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so I'm sorry in advance. Or not sorry, actually. We like hanging out here, it's fine. I just want to say a big thank you for watching this video, and also thank you for being patient with me. I'm just a girl who has ADHD and can't get her brain to focus on anything. I get overwhelmed, okay, I'm sorry. But we're back. I'm back. We did it. We're here. Everything is fine. Everything is good. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being patient. I appreciate it. Not that I feel like anyone will ever be deeply concerned that I've disappeared, but if you ever are, I will always probably be posting on my other socials, so you can find me there. Thank you for making it this far into the video. You know the drill by now. If you made it this far into the video, leave me one of these in the comments so I know you're a real one. I don't know what I'm going to choose yet, so I'm just saying one of these. It's going to be ambiguous. I try and link it back to something I've spoken about in the video, so... Or maybe a snake. Leave me one of these so I know you're part of the team. Anyway, I love you. Have a good race weekend, and I'll see you next week. Love you, bye!